So in today's session, we are going to discuss the some sample questions of OPPE. Generally, your OPPE will contain 5 problems. It will, from the first unit, from the commands, you will get one question in general, and from grep command and all, so you may get another question. So one from the shell script, another from awake, another from sed. So generally it will be like that. Okay? So those questions are similar to your BPTs. If you solve all the problems in your virtual machine, okay, you will be able to solve the OPPE easily. Okay, so some sample assignments are given in your virtual machine, no? So you try to solve all the problems that are given in VM, so that it will be easy for you to solve the OPPE problems. So today I'll discuss one previous question paper questions, how they are, and I'll give the solutions also. Okay. So let me share the screen.
Ma'am, sorry I have joined late. What is the agenda of today's class?
OPPE sample questions I'll discuss.
Okay. Ma'am, in OPP till week 9 will become no.
Yes. In the 10th week, you don't have any programming part. So you'll get only up to week 9. 10th week is a version control, which is a theoretical, like how to work with GitHub, how to create the repositories you'll have in the week 10. That doesn't contain any programming part. Is my screen visible, ma? Hello? Hello?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Hello? Is my screen visible, ma?
Yes, ma'am. Visible.
Okay, okay. See the first problem. The university has 3 departments named Department 1 to Department 3. Within each department, there are 4 labs labeled Lab W to Lab Z. And each lab conducts 4 experiments. Write a bash script with the name experiments.sh to create a file for each experiment with the files named from experiment 1 to experiment 4. In every lab directory, each file should be empty and ensure minimal space usage. That means, so you are asked, so already this structure exists, department 1 to department 3. First you
Ma'am,
need to
your
create
voice
these
is
folders.
breaking.
Inside each department, you need to create, you have a 4 labs. So lab W, lab X, lab Y, lab Z. So those folders, so Hello. Am I audible, ma'am?
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah, Manik Kumar. So what is your doubt?
Ma'am, your voice is breaking, and
Okay, okay.
screen is also not visible for past few minutes.
Yeah, yes, I have switched off the screen. Now I'll share. Now it is visible. Okay.
Yes, ma'am, it is now visible.
Ma'am, what are you going to discuss today?
OPP sample question.
Okay. Is it from previous year or just or
Uh, Maybe previous or that previous year. So some sample questions I have taken, that not
okay.
from the old question. Okay.
Okay.
So a university has three departments. Name department 1 to 3. So let me explain the question by showing the tree structure here. You can download the sample question papers from that website, no one. I think. So anybody knows the website where we'll get the old question papers?
No, ma'am. For
Quiz
quizzes, we
practice is
know.
quiz.com.
Yeah, you type
You
it in
need the
the chat.
question paper.
Old question papers.
Miss, what do you need?
Ma'am,
No,
for
ma'am,
quiz
there
we
is
have, but for OPP we don't have.
Yeah, you will get. You can.
OPP question sample paper.
Yeah, everything, all the questions you'll get it. Can anybody knows the site from where you download your old question papers? Type it in the chat. Anybody knows, ma'am?
No, ma'am. Ma'am, can you please?
Somebody has just told. What is that?
Ma'am, he might talking about quiz question paper. Couldn't.
Yeah, I'll give you the site. From there, you can download it. Wait, at the end, I'll give you the site in the chat. Okay. There you can find out the old question papers of the previous years. So you can look at into them. Even for the quiz or OPP or everything, for everything you can able to see, download from this. So that site name, but I'll give you. So that is a student site only. So this problem
Ma'am,
is, so you have this
quiz
problem. Yeah.
quiz 2 for system commands was there na in previous terms.
Uh, you type the search keyword for which question papers you want, so that it will show you, and then from there you can download it. I'll give you the website address. Okay. So the question given was, so there are three departments, say department 1, department 2, and department 3. Okay. So in each department, we have 4 labs. The lab names were Lab W, Lab X, Lab Y, Lab Z. And in each lab, we need to create 4 files with the name experiment 01, experiment underscore 02, 03, 04. So this is the folder structure that we need to create. Okay. So we are asked to write a shell script to create this folder structure. So that is the question. Okay. A university has 3 departments named department 1 to 3. Within each department, there are 4 labs labeled Lab W to Lab Z. And each lab conducts 4 experiments. Write a batch script. So the batch script name also they have mentioned. So whatever that was given in the instructions, you need to follow, including the name of the file, everything. Okay. So experiments.sh is the file name. To create a file for each experiment with the files named from experiment 01 to 04 in every lab directory. Each file should be empty. So like if every student creates this many number of files, your server will become crowded and then it may struck off. So that's why we are requesting to don't write anything in these files. So just you create an empty file. Okay, that's all. So the instructions given here, so they will give you the instructions like this. Your script should be named as experiments.sh and it should be presented in, so like how you solve your BPT problems, the same manner we need to solve the OPPE problems also. Like in your home folder, you need to create a directory called SE2001. So under that, you need to say OPPE, is it second OPPE2 or OPPE1, whatever it may be. So that folder structure, under that, which problem you are solving. Okay. So that folder structure you need to create. How you are creating for your BPTs. Say like in SE2001, you are creating a BPT1. Under that, you are creating problem 1, problem 2, like that. Okay. So same folder structure you need to maintain even for solving the OPPE problems. So under that problem, so you use synchro show to show the problem definition. And after reading the problem, you write the answer script. If it is a command, you write the command, or if it is a script, you write the script. Okay. So after that, you use synchro eval. Okay. So that it will submit your, it will test your program for the test cases, given test cases, and then you can submit. Okay. So the same way how you have solving the problems in BPT, the same way you need to solve the problems in a OPPE also. Okay. So let us see the solution for this. So you can use a touch command. So a simple way is you can use a touch command with bracket expansion concept. So DEPT, if you use the bracket expansion, if you use 1.3, that means it will take 1 by 1 value from that range starting from 1 to 3. So first it will take DEPT 1, then 2, then 3, like that. Under each department, you need to create the lab W to Z. So here also we have used the bracket expansion and also experiment underscore 01 to 04. So you can use a simple touch command like this to create that folder structure. Okay. Or you can also use loops for creating each structure. So suppose, so for DEPT in, so these are the possible departments we have given, DEPT 1, 2, 3. Okay. So DEPT 1, DEPT 2, DEPT 3. So we have put that in a do while loop. We have kept it in a do while loop. So here from the current folder, you need to create DEPT, corresponding department. So DEPT1. So if your DEPT value is DEPT1, it will take DEPT dot slash dollar DEPT means value of the DEPT it will take. Okay. So DEPT and then for lab in lab, so the possible lab values are lab W, lab X, lab Y, lab Z. Okay, and do. So what is the lab path now? What is the each lab path? Department path slash lab, the corresponding lab path. Suppose if you are working with department 1, so and under the department 1, it will take lab 1, lab W, lab X, like that. So for departments, we kept one for loop. For labs, we kept another for loop. For files, for creating the files, we are keeping another loop. Okay. So for I in 1 to 4, do. So lab path. So till here we have stored the path in lab path. So lab path slash experiment 0 padded with I value. So I value will vary from 1 to 4. So it will be padded as 0, 1, 0, 2, 0, 3, 0, 4. Okay. So you can use a simple for loop like that, or you can also use a touch command. So here I am executing the script using the loops. So that's why I have marked this as a comment. Okay. Touch command, I have marked it as a comment. So actually I have run already, so that's why it is created. Now I'll remove those department structure and then I'll again execute my script. So my script is experiment. So I am writing so this is the script, whatever that we have seen now. So this is the script I have written. So I'm removing the folder structure RM minus R option, DEPT1, DEPT2.
And here we can use curly brackets also, no? For removing curly bracket 1 dot dot
Yeah,
dot
yeah.
4.
Yeah, yes. You can use RS minus R, DEPT. In the curly bracket, you can use 1 dot dot 3. So that it will remove all that. So here I have removed my folder structure, previous folder structure. Now we will run this experiment.sh file. So you have to remember that you need to set so by default when you create a shell script or awake script or set script, so it may not be having a executable permission to your script file. So first you need to change the executable permission. You have to set the executable permission using chmod command. Chmod 755 to your whichever script that you want to run, to that script name you have to give. Okay. So then only it will run. Okay. So dot slash, how will run the shell script, dot slash your shell script name. Okay. So run it.
Don't we have permissions?
Yes, we have. Wait. Wait. That's correct one.
Ma'am, lab X, Y, and Z are given in the question, right?
Okay. So first these must exist, and then we need to only create a file. Is it that we are saying? Department 1, 2, 3 are exist, and the lab W to Z also exist. Then you are going to create only experiment 1 to experiment 4. Okay. So first we'll create the folder structure. MKDIR, DEPT.
Ma'am, your screen is not visible.
Yes, my screen is visible, ma'am.
Yes, now it's visible.
Yes, ma'am, but it's lagging a bit, like slow.
It is lagging.
Yes, ma'am.
Wait. Wait. I'll log out from the system. System.
Ma'am, you are not audible. Our screen is also not
Yes, yes,
visible.
yes.
Yes, ma'am. Now it's good. Fine.
So MKDIR, first we create the folder structure DEPT 1.3. Sorry. First let me go to the folder.
Ma'am,
Yes,
ma'am,
hello? Yeah, tell me.
Using using minus p with the mkdir, we can create all folder at once, no? Using brace extension like a deep in department one inside the
Yeah, if you use -p option,
using man page that minus p option, that if parent
folder
directory is not existing, then it will create automatically.
option. Yes, if it doesn't exist, we create. If it don't create. We use MKDIR -p option.
Ma'am, your voice is breaking in between again and again.
Now it is breaking.
It's good, ma'am. I am able to hear you.
it's okay, ma'am.
No, it is breaking. It is breaking. I think.
Let's create that. So under DEPT, now we will create the lab structure. Under DEPT, we will create the lab structure now. Okay. So MKDIR DEPT 1.3. Under this, now I am going to create. Actually, if you use a init, synchro init, it will automatically create a folder structure for you. This existing folder structure, they will create if you use init. So here we are not working on VM now presently. So I am creating the folder structure. Okay.
Okay, ma'am.
So lab L is capital. So lab w.z. Okay. So now if you see the tree structure, so it has created the 3 departments. Under each department, it has created the lab. Okay. Now we will run our file now. /experiments.sh. So now it has created. Okay. So now if you see the tree structure, so because previously this existing structure is not there, so that's why it has not created this file. So now we have created the required a structure. So under all the 3 DEPTs and under each DEPT, we have created all the 4 labs. Now it has created all the 4 files in each of the folders. Okay. So if you use
Ma'am,
a init, yeah.
Scroll up a bit in the command. Okay. Okay, ma'am, got it. Why it was giving the error first time when you run?
Because actually what we have written in this shell script is to create only these files. We are asked to create only in each of these folders. We are asked to create the experiment 01 to 04. Okay. So
Yes.
that means this pre-structure should be exist. We should have 3 departments. Under each department, we should have 4 labs. That structure already exists. So in that, we need to create these files.
Madam, your voice is breaking. Is it only for me?
Yeah, it's for you. For
Oh,
me,
okay.
yes.
Okay, I will check my internet here.
Okay. So because the previously I didn't created this department 1, department 2, department 3 and the labs. So it has shown the error that this path doesn't exist. Okay. So now I have created this predefined structure of department and labs. Now it is able to create the files inside that. Okay. So our
Yes,
script
ma'am.
is only creating the file. Okay. So that is the first question. So this folder structure automatically they will be created to you when you use a init, synchro init. So if that is not given, then you need to manually first you need to create the folder structure. After that you need to execute the creation of the lab file name.
Ma'am, so synchro init will be given in the question, right? That you have to use it.
So you use synchro init. They will give you like a note. If they gave you like a note, then you need to use the synchro init to create the predefined stuff. Now see the second problem. Write a bash script script.sh to extract the book titles and their author from an HTML file. The HTML input will follow a specific format. Convert the extracted information into the required output format as shown in the example. So you will be given the HTML file as the input through the keyboard, and 0 means you are giving the input through keyboard, and 1 means you need to display your output through monitor. The and 0 means standard stream is input stream is keyboard, and 1 means the standard output stream is monitor. Okay. So you have a HTML script like this, the sample HTML script like this. So which is having so many div tags. Under that you have a span tag. Under the span tag there is a class called book title. So here they gave you the book name, book title, and the closing span tag. After that, for that book again another span tab is open. Under that they gave you the other name of that book. Okay. So the entire document is like that. So under the div tag there is a span tag. Under the class book title you have the name of the book. Under the class book author you have the author name. Okay. So this is the sample HTML file, input file that is given to you. So what you need to do is you need to write a script which will extract only the book title and the other names. Book titles and other names. So first book title is The Great Gatsby. So The Great Gatsby. First book title. After in the next line you need to display the author of that book. So F. Scott Fitzgerald. And then second book title is 1984 and the author is George Orwell. And the third book given here is To Kill the Mockingbird and the author is Harper Lee. So like that from each of the class book title, you need to extract the book name, and from each class called book author, you need to display the author of that book. Okay, so that is for that you need to write a script. Okay, so let us see the script. Okay, so this is the script. So what I am doing here in the script, so this is a bash script. So while IFS equal to nothing, if you didn't give anything, that means it won't consider the leading spaces at all. So to ignore the leading spaces, suppose if you sometimes we may give one more extra space or so. So to ignore those spaces, generally we use IFS equal to nothing if you give. So it will ignore the extra spaces, whatever it may be there. So read R line, read minus R line. So that means it will read one by one line from your input stream. Okay, this command will read one by one line from the input stream. So what you are doing? So it will store it in a variable called line. So it will read the one by one line from the standard input stream, and that it will store it in a variable called line. So in the loop, what we are doing, that line. So echo $line. That means the input line that we have extracted from the that line we are passing to the grep command. That input we are passing to the grep command. So here the grep command is used with -o and p options. Okay. So the -o option, what it will do is it will prevent the interpretation of backslash. Right, like suppose if you have a /n or like a predefined meaning letters, if you are using in the script, so we will avoid interpreting that in the script. Okay. So if you use -r option, it will do that. Okay. So whereas a -o, it will print only the matching part. Generally, grep what it will do, it will display the entire line. So if you use a -o option, so it will extract only the matching part, which part is matched with. Generally, using grep command, we will search for the word. So only that matching part it will display with -o option. Whereas capital P indicates that we are using a Perl script syntax of your grep. Say grep suppose you want to use extended grep. So we use -e option. Suppose you want your grep to support Perl script concepts, then we use Perl compatible regular expression. Okay, so the features of PCRE, if you want to use your grep command to use this Perl compatible regular expressions, we use -p option. Okay, here we use the Perl compatible options like positive look ahead option we use in this command. So that's why we are using a support for PCRE regular expression. So to support that, we use the option called -P. And what we are doing here is, so you find out a structure like this, like a tag like this, span class equal to book title. So this is the previous look ahead. So you are looking for this, followed by, there might be some text. So you are looking for some text. So $! Dot means a single character. followed by star means that single character can be repeated any number of times. That means whatever text you have between these two tags, this span tag class equal to book title and this closing span tag. So whatever you have, that information it will display. Okay, so it will match. It will match the information, the divisions of this. So this will tell you this is a positive question mark less than or equal to span class is equal to book title. So this is the tag we have in the HTML from angular bracket to till closing angular bracket, whereas this indicates the positive look ahead. So it indicates the starting of the positive look ahead. So you look before this text, you look for this particular syntax. Okay, saying that.
Why do we need that? It's like we can directly do this span class book title, and then also it will fetch it. Right?
No.
Why do we?
Even in the like in your HTML document, you may be having something like in the text flow also you may have a span tag. Okay, you might have used book title or something like that.
Ma'am,
Yes.
we can solve this question using cut as well as we can using delimiter as a greater than or less than symbol and using fields both.
Yes. There are many ways to solve the problem. You can use any of the techniques.
And using I solved this question using AWAC. It's like only 2-line answer is there in AWAC.
Here also they will mention you in the question using grep only you solve this, or using await only you solve this, or using sed only you solve this. So
I
like
have
that they will mention.
I have one question here. I have one question here because they mentioned using grep, but when I am writing same question using AWAC, then my test cases are passing. So I find that AWAC is easy for me to answer.
Yeah. But they will write inside that they may write a restriction that if you use awake that even though the places are failed, your score may not be considered. Because
If test cases passes, then it's okay now.
no, you cannot, like if you are asked to write a script using grep, you have to use grep only. If you write the same script using awake, your score will not be considered.
Because because in BPT I wrote two questions like that using AWAC for a grep for a gas script. Then I got score.
In the BPT, they have not restricted that. Maybe in the OPP, they may restrict.
Okay, ma'am. Thank
So if you are asked to write the script using grep, you have to use grep only. If you are asked to write using await, you have to use await only. Like that.
Okay, ma'am. Thank you.
So this is the way to solve this type of problem, HTML type of problem using grep I am discussing now. Okay. So this is the answer letter, like why we have used -O and why we have used P, okay, and why this question mark and less than or equal to the time frame. So pre-look ahead, this indicate that a positive look ahead, and before your answer, you will be having this type of tag, this type of text. So you look for that, and after that, this is post look ahead, positive. Okay, this is a look behind. This is a look ahead. So in the look ahead, you will have a tag like this /span. So the text which is between these two, look behind, positive look behind and positive look ahead. The text between those two you display. So that is the command. Okay. So this in the in between, what we have dot star. Dot star means dot means a single character. It will match. Star followed by star means that single character can be repeated any number of times. So that means it will give the entire title of the book. Entire title of the book. So same way, in the next line, we need to extract the other name. So there, your look behind will have this type of tag, class equal to book author, and your look ahead will have a closing span tag. So that will extract only the book author. Okay. So this line is for extracting the book title, and this line is for both the lines are almost the same, only the difference is here class equal to book title, here class equal to book author. So it will extract book name, it will extract the author name. Okay, so -O option will display only the matching part, it won't display the entire line. So if you run this, so we need to give the input from the keyboard. This read minus R means you need to provide the input from the keyboard. So I'm giving the keyboard. So this is our input. So I'm giving it by copying, just copy paste. With copy paste I'm giving. So when you do a copy paste, there might be a problems like this. Here some extra space coming. Okay, so it will work with that extra space. So that because of that, this space is created. Okay, so if you you won't have this problem because the input will be provided in the form of a file in your view. So here I am not typing, just copy paste. Because of that, it has created this. So it has retrieved the name of the book. After that, it has retrieved the author name. Same way, when you, so this input will be read till you control C, because while loop, infinite while loop is created. So,
Ma'am, what if
yes.
means here we are providing the whatever we want, right? But means if we don't want it is just provided directly rather than reading it from line, then what to change? Read minus R part.
Maybe you will be given a file, and from that you are going to read one line by line.
So means this ifs read minus R line, this particular thing will be removed. Means like this.
Read minus R line means read minus R means it will read from the input device, standard input device, that is, and 0. Like standard input stream is a keyboard, so from keyboard it will read the input.
But I want to provide
value, it is stored in line.
Means like if I want to store, means run it based on a file, right? Let's say example.txt, where this particular data is given, then how this code changes?
So you need to read that from a file, but files concept is not there for you, no, the shell script. So first you need to open the file and read from that file stream you have to specify.
I have to mention that after done also we can redirect that file output like a less than symbol.
Here, see, here also you can read from the file. So here, while done less than, you give the file name so that it will read from that file, line by line from that file.
Means entire code will run, but it will take the input from that particular file. If I do done and less than equal less than and then file name. Means like it is taking the input directly, input stream directly
from the input. Like that.
Okay.
Ma'am?
Yes.
Actually, whenever we printing that output, that for the second output, it's a lot of spaces is there, but it should be after the next line exact, no?
when I gave the input itself, the space is there. That's why it is taking the space.
Okay,
Not
okay.
because.
Thank you. Thank you.
Okay, while giving the say when I copy paste, it has already created in my input only. It has a space.
Okay, okay.
That's why it has displayed that space.
Thank you.
So that is the second problem. Whereas we go for the third one. So that's a third problem. Write a bash script marks.sh that reads a CSV file studentmarks.csv present in the current working directory containing student information with the columns student ID, name, subject, marks. The script should check if the marks field is numeric and it is between 0 and 100 inclusive for each row. Print the rows where the marks field is invalid along with the corresponding row number. So you are given a student file, student underscore marks.csv file is given to you. So it is in this format. That file contains a comma separated values and CSV means the comma separated values. Sometimes they will give you TSV. TSV means tab separated values. So in that case, there will be a tab gap between each field. Okay, so that you need to specify using your field separator. If you give field separator as comma, it will take the values as a field separator. Suppose if it is a tab separator, you have to give /t for the tab, or space separated, you need to give in the quotations, you need to give a single space like that. So here we have a 4 fields: student ID, name, subject, and marks. So this is the student ID. So from this, what we are asked to check is check the marks field. So this is the marks field. So now the marks here given is 85. So this value must be between 0 and 100. They ask you to check whether this value is between 0 and 100. Between 0 and 100. So 85 is between 0 and 100, no problem. So whereas here for the second student, the marks is 110, which is not between 0 and 100. So this is not acceptable mark. So invalid field. This is the invalid. So you need to specify, print the list of rows where marks field is invalid. So you need to specify. So row 2, that is nothing. So this is row 1, this is row 2, second student. So row 2 is invalid marks. You have to display like this. Now row 3, so you need to omit this title line. After from that, you need to consider from row 1, row 2 like that. Okay. And here the marks field is given like a string text. So this is also invalid marks. So row 3 also contain invalid marks, whereas row 4 and row 1 are having correct marks. So wherever you have an invalid marks, you need to display them like this: row number and then the message invalid marks. So that script you need to write it. So this is the script. So our data is there in this CSV file. So previously some student has asked, suppose if my data is in a file, then how to read it? So suppose your data is in this CSV file. So I'm taking a file name, student file name, CSV file equal to this. So in which row we have the problem to find out that row number. So we have taken one variable called row number, initialize it with a 0. And the data row is also 0. Why we have taken that value. So file, while IFS, input field separator equal to comma. So your input is separated, each field of your input is separated by comma. So that's why IFS value I have taken it as comma. So read minus R means it will read and at the end we are specifying this less than and file name. See here. So from this it is reading. So the command will not change. Read minus R only. read minus R only. So, but it is reading from this particular file. So, in the while loop done, in the at place of done, they have shown the input redirection. Okay. So, from here it is reading line by line, and that readed line, it is storing in these fields. First value, it will store it in student ID. Second value, it will store it in name. Third value, it will store it in subject. Fourth value, it will store it in marks. Okay. So it contains 4 fields, no? So your data contains 4 fields. Those 4 fields will be stored in these 4 variables. And what we are doing, so we have read one row. So that row count you are increasing. Row number we are increasing. And then we have a header part here in the given file. So we have a header part. We don't need to consider this. When you read the first time, you will get this header part. So you want to ignore that. So if so, how we know that we are reading the header part? If your row number is equal to 1, that means you are reading the header part. So simply we give continue. Continue means what it will do? It will go to the it will skip the remaining statements in the current iteration, and again it will go to the beginning of the while loop for the next iteration. So it will read the next line now. Again it will go to the beginning of it will read the next line. So in the next line, so it will increase the row number, and then it will check. So this will not satisfy. So it will check. So now increment the data, because we are coming to the data row. So we are increasing the data row value, data row number.
Ma'am, here why do we have to use the smaller brackets?
This is a C syntax. Plus operator is there, no? Plus operator. If you want to use a plus operator, you need to use a C syntax. So if you give something in double parenthesis, that is a C syntax. If you want, you can use EXPR also. Here you can use EXPR, or you can use data row equal to data let statement also you can use. Okay, so if you want to use it like an increment operator or decrement operator, then you have to must and should use a C syntax only. So when you are using a C syntax, we use this parameter. Okay.
Even for comparison also, I guess, because
yes,
later on
less than, when you are using less than, greater than symbols and all, instead of LT in VT, we use that parameter. So, see, whenever you are using a C syntax in the code, then you need to put that code in a double parenthesis.
Okay.
So if so what we are doing, this is a row number is a general row number, like that. This is row 1, row 2, row 3, like that. Whereas the data row means only it will count it from the data row. So from here it will count. So this is data row 1, data row 2, data row 3, like that. Okay. So what we are checking, the marks field. So your marks is in this variable marks. Okay. So now you are checking $marks equal to, is it this tilde symbol will match with this regular expression. When you are using the regular expression, we use matching. Okay. So if your marks is matching with this regular expression. So what is the regular expression that we have written here? It should be a number. So that means its value must be between 0 to 9, and the plus symbol indicate that it can have any number of digits. Okay. So if it is a numerical field, and this will check whether marks is a numerical field or not. Or so if the marks is less than 0 or marks greater than 100, so your marks must be between 0 and 100 only. Then so if it is
ma'am,
here we give
actually
not.
matching not number or a marks is greater than or less than 0.
Here we use a not. That means opposite of this it will be. Here we use a not operator. So in this condition, if marks equal to numeric or marks less than 0 or greater than 100, negation of that I am taking. That means if your marks is not numeric, or if your marks are not between 0 or 100, it will display row number and the invalid marks. Data row number and then invalid marks. Otherwise, it won't display. So this, because see here, the whatever condition we have written here is opposite of what we want, the output. So here I am using a not, that means it will take the opposite of this condition that we have written here. Okay?
Ma'am,
So it will, yeah.
ma'am, it should take and operator, no? Because if there will be a number, suppose 101, then it will be a digit.
If you are writing a true condition, then it should be and there. You are writing a false condition here. See, this not. So either this is failed or this is failed or this is failed. In that case, it will display invalid marks. Opposite condition we have written there. So R, you'll have R. Suppose if you are writing a true condition, in that case it should be and. Without using not, if you are trying a new a true condition, in that case you will get and there. Okay. So we will just the script. So I think we have written. So this is our student marks.csv file. So this is our student marks.csv file, the same output I have taken. And our script is sh file, no? I think. So this is our script. Script2.sh is our script. So whatever we have discussed now, that. So you run it. /script2.sh. So run this script. Inside the script, we have mentioned the CSV file. Okay, inside the script, we have mentioned the CSV file. So row 2, invalid marks, row 3, invalid marks. Then move to the next problem. You are given a log file where each line contains a time-stamped event. Write a script named error_logs.std that extracts all the lines where the event type is error or critical error, and the format of the output to only show the timestamp and the error message in the following format. So this is the sample input given to you. So which contains a timestamp. First field is a timestamp, and the second is what type of error it is, whether normal error or is it a warning or is it a critical error, or like that. They mentioned what type of error it is. The second field is that, and because of that error, maybe what effect it is going to. So disk space low, or CPU usage is high, or memory overflow. Because of this, why we got this error, that has a reason. And then when you got this type of error, so we want to display some message like disk space is below threshold. If you have a warning, CPU usage is above the limit, some message it is displaying based on the corresponding error that we got. Okay, so then we are asked to display this type.
Ma'am,
Yes.
can you show the previous solution once?
Yes. You want me to show the script or question?
Okay, fine. I got it.
Yes. Okay. So we are asked to display only the timestamp and the message of that corresponding error. So when we have error or critical error, only those lines we need to consider. So we don't want this warning line. Okay. So if your error is error or critical error, from those rows you need to display only the timestamp and the message. That is first field and the fourth field you want to display. First field and the fourth field. So that $1 value and $4 value only you need to display. Okay. So you are asked to create a sed script for that. Okay. Sed script. If it is await script, we can use $1, $2 like that. But we are asked to write a sed script. So see the solution.
Ma'am,
Yes.
instead we can use extended regular expression also to match given expression. It's allowed or
No.
only BRE we are allowed to match in a set?
Yeah. Like you can use the grep with -c option also. When you are asked to use a script, you need to use a text stream matching only. Like yes, you use yes slash search and replace or search option. So that options you have to use. So this is the answer actually. So what back reference, generally they use a back reference concept to display the fields here. Now you check the answer. So what is the meaning of this line? First line. Okay. So line 1 is in this format. See slash. So this is your line 1. So it is something like this. Between slash and this slash you have written something. That means the search. Okay. So to match the regular expression that is inside this, you are matching it with your you are matching with either it is an error or critical error. And you are asked, so if you use a grep with -e, so in that case you can directly specify here instead of slash bracket, you can directly specify the bracket. Grouping concept. This is a grouping concept. You are grouping whether it is an error or critical error. Okay. So angular bracket specifies that beginning of the line. So in the beginning of the line, you match the dot means dot means a single character followed by a star means it can be repeated any number of lines. So a text it will match. Any number of characters it will match. And this slash is look for a comma followed by optional white space. So you are looking for a space. Slash s means a space. So comma followed by an optional space.
Ma'am,
And you can have any number of spaces also. You can also have any number of spaces. Here, star means 0 or more spaces. Star s has followed by slashes has followed by a star means you can have a 0 or more number of spaces. And this slash bracket and this slash bracket indicates your grouping. So from this slash this R symbol. So either you take error or critical error. So either this option or this option it will serve. Okay. So after that you have a dots. Dots means your message. So it will message. So after the error level, you have the message. See here. After the error level, see here. After the error level, you are searching for this word, message. Message equal to. So it will ensure the line contain message equal to after the error level. Okay. So in the second line, so message equal. So first it will match up to here message. So if your line contains error or critical error, if any one of this, and then it is looking for the text after the message. So what this is doing is, so this is of the form search and replace format. See here. Yes means search option. So this is slash and this is slash replace also. It is in this format. Okay. Yes slash you have something here slash you have a something here. Okay. So what we have there, this is a substitution command. It will search for this that is substituted with this value. Substitution command, it replaces the matched pattern with the desired format. Okay. So in this you have second line you have, so it is also started with, I think we have a second line here. This is the second line. So cap symbol, so that means it will start with starting of the line. You should have what you need to have, dot star. So it can have any number of characters, any number of characters. You search for those characters and then the first grouping, whatever that we are using here, this first grouping, this is the first grouping. So it will be back reference. It will use back reference concept. So this first grouping will be stored in /1, and this is the second grouping. This second grouping will be stored in /2, and this is the third grouping. Your message is the third grouping that is stored in /3. Like the back references, how many groupings we have used. So it will indicate that with those values. First grouping /1, second grouping it will store it in /2, third grouping it will store it in /3, like that. So
are we writing multiple commands here, or what we are doing?
We are search and substitution we are using here. So we are searching for
one, right? It's like first thing and then substitute to second. Can we do multiple substitution as well?
Single substitution. Wherever you find this line, critical or critical error, you search for this. This will be replaced by
Hello?
Wait. This will be replaced by the timestamp. Like we are asked to display only the timestamp and the error message. So here in this format, the timestamp is stored in /1. Like initially, in the beginning, you whatever you are grouping, that is nothing but a timestamp. So this is in /1. And the third grouping is nothing but the message. This is the message. Third grouping is the message. So that is there in the /3. So you are replacing with this whole thing with the /1 and the /3. Timestamp and error message. Okay. So your message is captured in /3. Okay. Your error, whether it is a error type, is captured in /2, and your timestamp is captured in /1. So we are not using grouping. Here we are using grouping. So in the beginning of the line, you have this. This is grouping, /bracket and closing bracket. In between, whatever you are having, that indicate the first group. So inside the first group, what we have dot star. That means some text, some group of characters. So what we have in the beginning, before comma, what we are having in the beginning, it is nothing but timestamp. So whenever you are using this grouping concept, so the first group, whatever we have specified, that will be their back reference. That will be stored in /1, back reference 1. And then again, this is the second grouping we are using. Second grouping. Okay. So inside the second grouping, what we are checking, whether it is a error or critical error. Either it will match with error or critical error. So that it will, what type of error it is, whether it is an error or warning or critical error. So that it will store it in this grouping. It will store it in /2, second grouping. It will store it. It will capture that in /2. And then comma. After that, you can have some method. Dot star. Dot star means here between your error and message, there is something else. See your given input, between the error and the message, there is something else. This is cause of the error or effect of the error. So for that, to filter that, we have used this dot star. After second comma, you can have a dot star. That means any text, a group of text.
Okay.
Followed by, you should have this message equal to. Followed by, you should have message equal to. Okay. So that message equal to, we are copying after that message equal to, after message equal to, again we are grouping here. We are capturing the group.
It's continuation of earlier only.
Yeah. The first line is a searching whether the line contains error or critical error. First we have searched. So in the second line, what we are doing? Replacing, substituting that. If you find this line, that is to be you are substituting with the -1 comma -3. So what it should display output. You look at the output, how it should be displayed. Timestamp. After that, you should have a /1 value. After that, you should have a message, error message. After that, you should have your message. So as per our concept that is implemented here, our timestamp is there in /1 and our error message is there in /3. Okay. So you are replacing with this timestamp. See, this is slash indicate the searching is over. Here, this is the matching. After this, you are replacing with this. This is the replacement part. Okay. Substitution, how it will work? Yes, slash. This is the search part. You are searching for this, and this is replaced by this value. So that is the output. Timestamp : /1 is nothing but a timestamp. Error message, this is the message, colon, and your error message is there in /3. So you are replacing with that.
Group 3. That /3
Yeah.
/1 is group.
Ma'am,
Yes.
we can reduce that first matching, na? Like that only error and critical error we can match. Otherwise, matching entire line for the first line. That first
We are not matching with the
can.
entire line. You are matching with this only, error or critical error. You are searching
But
for
in
error or critical error.
that you mentioned that entire line matching in that original script, that 2-line script. Can you scroll bit, please? Here, ma'am, you are matching entire line.
I'm not matching with the entire line.
We can reduce that with only tool.
Like here in the beginning, okay, but how you'll get if you get the timestamp, comma, after that you are like you cannot extract the middle part, no. So the whole structure of the line you need to write there. How it is given. First
No,
timestamp, comma, after that you got the error.
The first match is only matching with the lines. Now we can enter into that line and we'll get entire line after that.
Yeah, if it is matched, if your line contains error or critical error, then only you are entering into the substitution.
That's why only I am saying in the first line we can reduce that to only error or critical error, other than matching entire line. We can try this in a VM.
Like
It works.
if we need to extract only this part, how will extract?
No, ma'am. I am saying that if error and critical error matches with that line, then that will enter into that entire line for the second command. Correct?
Yes.
So that I am saying that we can reduce that first line. Na? So only error or if a line contains error or critical error.
Yeah.
Then
how will check that?
We can.
How you will check whether that line contains error or critical error?
That's only I'm asking if it's possible or not. We have to match entire line or that only part which we are.
The line is given in this format. So first, if you read these values, then this field we are checking whether it is an error or critical error.
Ma'am, can you paste this this file link in a chat box so that I will try with that if I am able to match with that or not? No, ma'am. Entire file like for all scripts. I will try.
You want me to share the script?
The entire file, ma'am. That file. This file, entire file. Ma'am.
That
I
means
will
store that in drive and then share, no? So I can't cut paste.
Okay, ma'am. You can after the session you can share it in a GSpace. Will work.
Yeah. Okay.
In the GSpace, ma'am. I'm a ES student.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
Which group you are?
Ma'am.
Which TA group you are?
I am not in a TA group. I am repeating OPP this semester. Like an introduction to Linux. In introduction to Linux, GSpace you can share that.
Yeah.
Okay. Thank you.
Introduction to Linux GSpace, that will not be accessible to me.
In Discord forum.
Yeah, you can. Yes, in the Discord forum I can.
Okay.
Or let me store this file in the Google Drive and give me the link here itself.
Okay,
ma'am.
Okay.
If you want, I'll share this part of the code.
No, my entire file would be helpful for me to understand all the scripts.
Yeah. Okay. In the end, I'll share it through Google Drive. Okay.
Okay. Okay.
So we are searching for this, and if it is found, then that is replaced by this message. What output we want, with that we are replacing. And this P indicate the default command that we are executing here is a print command. Set command that we are using here is a print. So it will print this matched line is replaced by with this. If my line contains error or critical error, then that will be replaced by timestamp and error message in that line. So send script, when we have a error log, send script. So this is whatever we have discussed there, that same thing we have written in a send script. Now we need to execute this send script with this input, where we have the input in which file. Okay, let me check. Student marks, error, log file. So I think this is the file content. Log file dot txt. So this is my input file. Okay. So they gave you how to run your script also, send script. You run it like this. Okay. So we and our file is file name is error log only, not logs. Okay. So this is our send script file name, and this is your input file name. Log file dot text is the input file name. So let me. So there are 3 lines in the input. Okay. So this is my input file. So first line is having error. So this timestamp message is disk space is below threshold. Hello, ma'am. I think power has gone from my side.
No, ma'am. You are right.
Yes, I am audible because audio I am taking from the mobile. Whereas my screen, I think it was off because
Yes.
of the net.
Your skin is not up.
Your screen close actually.
Connect to the mobile and then. మొబైల్ కనెక్ట్ చేయి ఆన్ చేసి నాకు ఇక్కడ కనపట్లేదా देखा
Yeah. Open.
ब्लूटूथ
हाँ वैसे वैसे हाँ yeah, the opportunity है तो can't. Something.
మొబైల్ ఇక్కడే ఉంచు So is my screen visible now?
Yes, ma'am, your
Hello?
screen is. Yes, ma'am, it's visible.
So the file first line contains error. So it has shown the timestamp and error message of that corresponding line. See, this is the timestamp and this is the error message associated with that line. And in the second line, there is a warning. So we are not checking for warning. So that line is omitted. Whereas the third line contains critical error. So that line timestamp, the corresponding line timestamp and error message is memory overflow detected. So that line message and the timestamps are taken. And the third, fourth line is timestamp. So because this is also an error, so the timestamp and the corresponding messages are printed. Okay. So if my line contains error or critical error, for that line, timestamp and error messages were taken. Okay. So the next example. So this is the last example. So you are asked to write a awake script here. Here the data is given as a tab separated. TSV means tab separated value. Is my screen shared, ma'am? I think. Are you able to see the Word document?
No,
No, ma'am.
no, ma'am.
Actually, our VM screen is visible, but not the docs.
That it has not switched. Okay. Because of slow network. Hello, ma. So the fifth problem is, so you are given a tab separated values. TSV means tab separated values. So that means that in the input between each field we have used a tab. Tab separate. TSV means in the input between each field we have used a tab. That is the meaning. Tab separated value file contains student records. Each record includes the student ID and the name of the student, and then marks in 3 subjects, and their total score. So this is the input file contains. Okay, the file does not have header row. So previously we have given the header row also. We have skipped that. So here in this file there is no header row. You need to write a awake script that calculates and print the average marks of each student. The script should output the student ID, name, and average marks. So what we need to do? So first we need to calculate the average marks, and we need to display only the student ID and the name of the student, that average marks we want to display. So for that we need to write a awake script. Okay. So this data is there in a file average marks dot. So like this is the script you need to write. Average marks dot awake is the name of the script, and this is the TSV file, some TSV file. So here you need to display like this: roll number, name of the student, and his average marks. Like this. Okay. So see the script. So in the begin block, because this is a awake script, we will have begin block and a default block and end block. Okay, like that you can use. Okay. So in the begin block, I have specified the field separators. What is my input field separator? You can give either IFS or FS means input field separator only. So because this is given as a TSV, tab separated values, so you need to give /t here, /t here. So or if we give the values like a space, then you can use a space separated like this, simple one space. Okay. So I have taken the file as a space separated only. So I gave the space there. Okay, output field separator. That means when you are displaying your output between each field, that roll number, name, and average marks we need to display. While displaying in between each field also we use one space. Output field separator it is. So in the logic part we have while displaying the output, like here also I have displayed multiple fields. Suppose I am displaying $1, $2, $3 like that. So between the $1 and $2, what delimiter? Suppose I can give say 1 comma Bob comma average marks, 2 comma like that I can display. So if you what space separator, what field separator you want to use in your output, it is saying. So in the output we are saying that you use a space between each field that was displayed. Okay, that you will understood when we run the.
It has nothing to do with the output of the entire file.
Here I am displaying my output, no? The first field and the second field and the average value.
Yes.
So by displaying this between each field you use this separator, space separator. If I use comma here, it will use comma separation here while displaying the output. Okay. So FS means input field separator. While reading the input, which separator you need to take between the fields. While displaying the output, which separator you need to use while displaying, that will be in OFS, output field separator. So what we are doing in the default block, each line we are taking, each line of the input we are taking, and when you read this line, what happens? This is $1. The name of the ID of the student is $1. Name of the student is $2. And the marks are $3, $4, $5 are the marks. and $6 is the total mark. Okay, so we are asked to find the average of the three subjects. So you are adding $3, $4, $5 divided by 3. So that will find the average of all the subjects, all the three subjects. So we are asked to display only the ID of the student and the name of the student. ID of the student is in $1, name of the student is in $2, and the average marks. So average we have calculated here and stored in a variable called AVG. And this average were asked to display truncated to 2 decimal points. So this is a C syntax. Printf statement is a C syntax. So what we are doing this is the control string. So percentage %s means string. So first value that your ID is a string, and your name is also a string, and your average is a float value. Percentage %f means float, and this dot to indicate by default the float value will be displayed with the 6 decimal places. After decimal point, it will display up to 6 digits. But if you say dot and one number here, it will display only those number of digits after the decimal place. So dot 2 means after decimal point you display only 2 digits. Okay. So average truncated to only 2 decimal places we are displaying. Average is a float value. So to display the float value, we use the control string percentage %f. Okay.
Ma'am,
So yeah.
to calculate average, we can use direct $6 divided by 3. Other
I
than
see.
writing that.
$6 divided by 3 also we can use, because already the total marks is given here. So we can directly use $6 by 3 also. No problem. Okay, we can use that. And but displaying we need to use this syntax only because if you display $1, $2, and $AVG, this AVG will be taken in up to a different, like if you want your output for a specific number of decimal points, you have to use this syntax. Okay. So let me run that script. Screen is not switched. Is it switched?
Ma'am, can you say the file?
Yeah. Yes.
Well, as for this question that you solved, right? Here we always divided it by 3. What if there are more number of lines, say 4 or 5 tab separated values?
Like
Can
they gave that there are 3 subject marks. That's why we are divided with 3.
Okay.
If they gave n subjects, you will divide with n to get the average.
But we have to calculate that, right? How many number of fields are there in that? How we will do that?
They will give you the structure of your record, no? The structure of the record.
You
So
will
in the
not
structure of the record, how many values you have, you divide it. The structure of the record given here is the student ID, name, 3 subject marks, and total marks. Have you understood? So this script is in marks.abake. Okay. This is the script. And our data is there in smarks.csv file. Okay. So this is our data. Okay. So here I have taken a space separation. That's why here I take, yes.
Is a CSV file also separated by tab? Actually, most of the question they mentioned separated by comma.
Yeah, generally CSV means comma separated values only. Like here I have given, like you can give a text file name also here, smarks.txt also you can give. By mistake I gave .csv. I have stored it as like .csv.
Okay. It's just like a convention.
It is just like a convention. Doesn't mean that inside values are comma separated. So if you give comma separated only, it will take them as a comma.
Okay, thanks.
So this is a convention. So smarks.txt you can give here. Okay. So but by mistake I have stored it as .csv. But inside values I have taken space separation only. See here, I have not taken a tab separation. So here I have taken a space separation only while entering this data. So that's why I gave here IFS equal to single space. Suppose if your input is given as a CSV, so that means tab separation, then you give here /t. Okay. So now you run this script, smarks.csv space and sorry, your script name is marks.awk awake, and to this awake script the input file is smarks.csv. Okay, so name of the student and the average, name of the student and the average. So like that it has displayed. Okay, so it will be like this. Generally 99% you will have one awake script, one set script, one shell script, one or more shell scripts, and one from commands, basic commands like you may ask to create the links, hard link or soft link, or you may ask to create some directory structure. You will be given a structure and a directory structure will be asked to create. Or after creating the directory structure also they may ask you to create for a particular file, you may ask to create a soft link or hard link. Okay, or you may ask to change the permissions on a particular file, chmod command. So like that from the commands that you have learned from the first unit, definitely there will be one question. So that is an easy question, you can say. That is an easy question. And awake also the easy question. Generally, awake scripting also will be easy one, because we can refer the input using $1, $2, and then you can simple logic you can write like in your other programming language logics. Whereas writing a script might be somewhat difficult, because you have to use grouping and back references and all. So you need to know that complete concept. Okay. Even writing the grep command is also somewhat difficult. So minimum you need to answer 2 questions to get your pass mark. Out of 5, 2 answers must be correct. Okay.
And
so let me share this file.
All 5.
Yes.
For full score, we have to do all 5, or we will
all
get
the
6
5.
questions.
Yeah, to get the full score, you have to answer all the 5. Okay.
And we will get 5 questions only, or 6.
No, not 6. 5 questions only. You'll have only 5 questions. 5 20s, you can 100.
And ma'am, can you please send the link?
Yeah, I'm sending. Wait. So I'm sending the single document in which it contains the question as well as answers, everything. Okay, that file I am sending.
Ma'am said everything we need to know for solving questions. Like there is a lot of concept inside, right?
Yeah, you need to know. Generally, 99% back reference, in back reference only they will ask you the question because that concept is very, very important.
It's little tiring also too, right? It's like it's little complex, I felt.
Grouping, so if to answer the back reference, you need to know grouping.
Okay.
And to indicate the like matching search and substitute, you must and should know. Because we need to search for a required word and that condition. For satisfying the condition, you need to search.
Okay.
So, so whatever that was discussed in the video lectures, so from that concept only you will get the questions, not out of that.
Okay.
So you go through that PPT. I think you can able to answer. Wait a minute. Hello.
Ma'am, can you please share the document?
Yeah, yes, I'm sharing. Wait. So I cannot share from this system commands login. So I'm logging to my personal mail ID and then from there I'll share. Yeah, try to download it. I've shared the link. So click on that link and then download your. Are you able to download?
Yes.
Hello, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am, it is downloaded.
Oh. So can I, when you have the exam, OPPU?
16.
16.
Ma'am, will there be any intimation regarding the examination?
I think you will, it is